Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to edit league settings. It's Week 5 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Cowboys and the Steelers under the lights on Sunday night.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And the offense
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, the Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So the Steelers make their way out, led by their 4th-year quarterback, picked up in the offseason from the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Fields now to throw.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on 2nd.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Pass incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
after the loss to start out. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Elliott. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Prescott from the gun. Being chased out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
First carry for Najee Harris.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Fields. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
First carry now for Justice Hill.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
No big surprise. Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss. Out of the gun, Fields. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Here's Fields.
A dump off now to Hill. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hill going to try the right side. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Play action. It's Fields.
And that's going to be incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
To throw is Fields. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
Boswell's kick is good.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And out now come the Cowboys. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 21 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away.
And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They start the drive on the ground with Hill.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. You look at this Cowboy defense.
In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Up the middle, it's Hill. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields.
And his throw is incomplete.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
Now Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 25 yards that time.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Inside give to Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Prescott.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. A very solid gain of 27.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Throwing. Prescott. And Cooks has it over the middle. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Prescott.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A play fake, now Fields to throw.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
And this is going to be incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Prescott to throw it. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
The Cowboys at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. On the counter, Elliott. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Nice effort defensively there from Cole Holcomb.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Prescott now. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the 1st. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
He gets it to Cooks. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Now Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30, up to the 33. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Here's Fields. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
They run it with P. Ryan on 1st down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Back to throw. Fields. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Back to the ground, it's Hill. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 18. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
On play action, Fields.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's 2nd and 3.
They give it to Hill running right. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Fields now to throw.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
Van Jefferson.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Steelers are once again back in front. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that will make this a 4-point game. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was all capped off by the Van Jefferson touchdown reception.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Now a 2nd and 2.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Prescott from the gun.
Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Toss left to Elliott. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
He'll look to throw. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. They'll give to Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Now back to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on 2nd. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right down the middle. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
That's complete to the rookie from Michigan.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here's Fields.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Eric Kendricks charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
A shotgun snap, Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Denver, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Tim Patrick, a touchdown catch in the victory. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Fields.
Flush to his right.
Fields hit, and the ball is loose.
It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
So that is not the way you want to begin the half when you're only up by 1 score. A turnover right away.
And my guess that in the locker room, that's what the defensive coordinator of the other side was saying. We've got to find a way to get the football back for our offense. And they were able to do it.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
And they've got to be thrilled with the situation they've inherited here. Thank you, defense.
Thank you, indeed. They set them up with a short field ahead of them, and now they've got a good chance to strike quickly and take the lead.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
An injury stoppage here, and oh, you hope this is nothing serious. That's Dak Prescott who is shaken up. So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal.
And this one is right through. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Harris running straight ahead. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
To the right side and complete to Washington. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Boswell's kick is good, and they take the lead out in front at 13-12.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field.
And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
To throw is Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And Ferguson established himself as one of the better safety blankets in the NFL a season ago, finishing in the top 10 at his position in catches, yards, and touchdowns. This year he expects to take that blanket off and just be one of the top tight ends in the league.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake, Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Cole Holcomb proving too much there for the offensive line. He gets the sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Prescott.
He'll go underneath here to Elliott.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing, Prescott. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Hill on the return. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Steelers offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Now a 3rd and 6.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Throw left side complete. That's Wilson.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun, here's Fields. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
Marquise Bell in on that stop.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. He gets it complete to Harris. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They run for it with Harris. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards.
And what a letdown after a huge play. He's going to pull this in and then set sail for the end zone. And he nearly made it too. But he's going to be tracked down just short of the goal line. So a big play there that's going to set him up with 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Elliott is in. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. Dancing to his left. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Now here's another carry for Harris.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4.
Fields now to throw.
Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Micah Parsons.
He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line.
Dallas offense set for this next drive.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Prescott now. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The Cowboys on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 8. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. Back to Elliott, and he's got him again. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Prescott.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Cole Holcomb, he got a hand on that throw and knocked it down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. They'll run again with Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now it's Fields. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Six-yard return after a punt of 48. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And he's going to have the hook up to Gage. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ferguson.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Russell Gage, 46 yards. And the Cowboys are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Now Fields. Into space at the 45.
And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fields.
Steps away to his left.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 28.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
A shotgun snap, Fields. To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
They'll try the right side with Harris.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Did he get the feed down? Yes! Touchdown!
George Pickens.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott getting ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Prescott to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That one, a first down pickup of 8. They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This is 2nd and 8.
Prescott. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A big play. 3rd and 2. This crowd dying for a stop. To throw is Prescott.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Prescott now from the 50.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. And from the 41, this is 2nd and a yard.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Looking to throw. Prescott.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Inside give to Elliott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Elliott running right. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
And he will have a Cowboys first down, and that should be that.
Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
But Charles, you think about this victory, pretty impressive. They came in facing one of the top defenses in the National Football League. Not only did they get the win, they played a clean football game, didn't have any turnovers against that great defense.
Yeah, it's a terrific observation, because you know they emphasize ball security, wanted to avoid making any major mistakes playing against that tough defense, and they were turnover free and took points when they were available. Excellent execution, and they did it confidently.
So for the Cowboys, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.